Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel. This is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. We are gonna get started right away. I have all my decks set up and as always I'm starting with an oracle deck. Today is the Cosmic Journey Oracle and we'll get a card for Divine Feminines first, then for Divine Masculines, and then we'll switch to Tarot. And I'm going to be using, today I decided I'm going to be using a different deck for feminine and masculine, and we'll get the cards for the energy check and we'll get cards for the action to take. Okay, and if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like the video, to click subscribe, to comment, to share, you know the drill. I also have links for to my other channel, to my website, with opportunities to donate, to check out my Amazon wish list. Holidays are coming, so yeah, if you'd like to make a contribution to my channel and what I'm doing, I would appreciate it greatly, guys. Okay, so feminines, you got card number 36. You contain the entire universe encoded within you. Yes, so this is the law of oneness more than anything, and also of course the whole idea about the micro versus macrocosm and how much the macroscopic events in the world, in the collective, astrology wise, how they impact you personally, and the other way around, right? Like how your energy, what you do, impacts the collective and the universe for that matter. Let's see what we have for Divine Masculines today. We'll have a new moon next week. I will also probably be doing something special ahead of Thanksgiving. Also, although I'm not American myself, but I mean, I am a permanent resident of this country now. By the way, that happened just recently, so it's a new milestone for me to celebrate and to be grateful for, to give thanks for. And I do believe in and I actually have an article about that on my blog, in the whole notion and that ceremony and the ritual of giving thanks, of being appreciative on many different levels. So I love this holiday very much, and I'll definitely do a special reading for that. Maybe I'll do some giveaways of personal readings too. Okay, so for the masculines we have 3, 2, 1, jump. Number 1, initiation. We saw a lot of cards about ending cycles, about the new ascending age coming up, so that's the one. So now the only thing that masculine have to do is to jump, to take the plunge, so to speak, right? And that's an important part as well, right? Your acceptance and agreement to move up to the next level. Whether you're starting a new cycle the same way or you're moving up to something bigger and better, right? We have a free will there. And yeah, unfortunately, most of the time with the way humans operate, it happens subconsciously. Or based on the actions we take. A lot of us aren't really that aware about it, aren't really speaking to the universe or behaving in a way to communicate to the universe, say, I'm ready, right? It happens sometimes, but a lot of times it just kind of goes with the flow and with what is our baseline. Okay, so I will use the Dreaming Way Tarot for the feminines today. So let's get cards we get 3 cards for the energy and 3 cards for actions to be taken. Okay, we got a few. We have 8 of Cups, 4 of Swords. Yeah, definitely about cycles, Justice, and Balance. And then for actions, we have King of Cups, 6 of Wands. Wow, that's the public victory. And the Emperor, reminding us about the Mars in retrograde, and also the Aries, Chiron in Aries. Yeah, we are on the last leg of that of that journey of Mars in retrograde and Chiron in Aries. But it's still very much in flight, so it's important to remember. But I'll speak about it a little bit more in a minute. Bottom of the deck for the feminines, the world. Yes, so this is closing cycles and acknowledging their importance, right? Hence the world, like putting it into context, why those specific events happened, what those meetings meant with those people, etc., etc. Okay, let's see what we have for the masculines now. Ooh, Six of Cups right off the gate. And it actually has a masculine here. So it's masculine, reminiscing about their childhood, certain memories coming up. Five of Swords, yes. When you start going into the childhood, that inevitably you get drawn. Maybe not at the beginning, right? Because our mind, our brain likes to remember the good stuff. But then when you start, you like, some memory comes up for you and it's a happy memory. But then you start digging deeper into it and remembering details, people, circumstances, words, moods, and then you get those additional aspects of it that maybe you didn't really, your memory kind of formatted that information, but it is important. And now as it comes up, it's giving masculines this sort of headache and disappointment, really. Disappointment in being lied to, in believing in something that wasn't real, wasn't true. Queen of Wands, guess who that is? It was the King of Cups here, which is the masculine, the integrated masculine. This is the integrated feminine, divine feminine. It's beautiful. And then for advice, we have Page of Cups. I love this card because it's about miracles. The High Priestess, yeah, baby. We have the High Priestess, the Emperor. That's another synchronicity about this mutual impact and recalibration that twins have at this point. And the Hermit. Two major arcanas here. And we have two major arcanas here. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups. Yeah, so let's start with the feminine. So for the feminine, what we can see is there is this kind of integration of lessons and rebalancing. The Eight of Cups I see in this context as that the walking away already happened, or at least divine feminines took accountability if some of that did not happen, if you were not ready to release something, to quit, to stop, to say goodbye to. You take accountability. Why? For what's the reason, right? Why were you not able? You decided not to this time around, right? And kind of like these two cards are about being okay with it, finding peace, right? Like this, look at this white clothing in both of the cards, right? It's being calm, being peaceful, finding inner peace with like everything that's going on in the world, finding your own inner peace and balance, right? There can still be drama around. There will still be a need to walk away from something or someone who maybe you know at this point that you need to, but for some reason you didn't in this cycle, right? But it's not a reason to kind of get stuck on that, right? Because the main point is to integrate the lessons that you've accumulated and start a fresh, clean slate for the new information, the new learnings, right? And those are also the cycles of the universe, like the tides of the moon almost. Yeah, the advice for the feminine is to focus on the positivities of life, on the successes, on the love where it is present, and on self, right? The Emperor is the one focusing on self, and this card maybe even more than in others, because a lot of times Emperor energy is about control, authority. It's directed, could be directed onto other people, right? Like it's my control, but over other people. In this deck, it's more of a reminiscent Emperor, right? And that's why I'm drawn to it as a reminder about Chiron in Aries, right? This is still, until I think Christmas time, is the spirit when Chiron is in retrograde and in Aries. And this is when we get our inner triggers and we see what do we still have to work on, right? But even that is supposed to, so you're supposed to kind of see the situation from this beautiful perspective of like acknowledging the successes that you've made, right? And being excited about new successes that you will make publicly, right? That other people will be proud of you. The King of Cups, which is, and I'm getting several scenarios here. For some of you, it's celebrating the like better, smoother communication with your DM and being on better terms, communicating on a different level, the higher level, right? Being less anxious about things and like having things more like the energy and the communication flow better, right? For others, it's about embracing your own King of Cups, where you're acknowledging how much love you have, how much love you receive, even if it's from the universe, and how much you have to give to others. And with King of Cups, it's a very mature love, right? It's like fatherly love. It's not full of hormones and emotions, right? It's about like, yes, I'm wise, I understand that we're not perfect, that we all make mistakes, and I still love you, that sort of idea. And last but not least, of course, focusing on like if you're being shown triggers, if you're seeing your weaknesses, celebrate those as well. Because they are your parts, speaking in IFS terms. This is a stream of psychology, internal family systems, right? These are the parts that you may not be excited about, but they're there for a reason. They were protecting you, they're protectors, really, right? And it's important to say thank you to them as well, right? And then this gives you a roadmap to what you would be working on next. If those present a problem for you and they're making you uncomfortable, making your life uncomfortable, this is something to work through. Not by ignoring them, but by looking like with a magnifying glass at them, understanding where they come from and how can you transmute that energy in a healthy way. And if you don't know how, get in touch with someone who can help you there. For masculines, we have, oops, sorry guys, have to pick this up without burning my hair, preferably. There we go, it was here. So for the energy of divine masculines, and remember we spoke about the sacral chakra just a day or two ago. So this colors bring me back to sacral and also the heart chakra, of course. So there is a certain past heartache, past issues that come up for divine masculine with regards to their past memories. It could be childhood memories, it could just be past memories from like a while back. It doesn't have to be childhood, but it's something, as I already mentioned, it's something that seemed to be a good, a kind, a positive memory on the surface. But then when they dive into it deeper, they start remembering the negative stuff that they suppressed, right? So they get a lot more information, a lot more well-rounded view on that situation. And that's making them upset, that's giving them heartache, because they only now realize what was happening in reality when they're looking at it with adult eyes and with all the information they have now. But on the other hand, they're getting really excited about you, divine feminine, what you're doing. So you're looking like this female version of the shaman, of this wise woman who can manifest, who can rejoice and find her happiness, even if it's very unconventional, very out of this world, even if it's by yourself, right? It's like they appreciate, they acknowledge, they admire that you know what you want. At least that's that perception, right? You know what you want, you know what makes you happy, and you go for it and you get there and then you rejoice. That's how they see you, divine feminine, which is pretty cool. That's actually the thing that's encouraging them to do the jump. I'm not seeing here that they've jumped yet. It's still sort of like, you know, when you have when you dive into the pool from like a plank, and this is the point where they're standing at the kind of towards the end of the plank, so there is no way back, right? It kind of is, but it's not gonna be cool if they are gonna get back like with that, through that ladder, go down like and just admit they're not doing it, right? People are watching, they're already there, so they're just plucking up the courage to take that last plunge, to actually dive, to jump, right? And then to dive. In Russian we call it jumps into the water. In English it's diving, like synchronized, you know, swimming and then, yeah, no, I think it's diving, yeah. Anyway, Guess what the advice is? Believe in miracles and connect with your own intuition, with your own gifts, with your own miracle, right? With what you have inside, with your beauty inside. And it's easier said than done. And again, for divine masculines, the concept of divine feminine appears. And maybe there's something that divine feminines have said, have explained, or that they know they're doing, like could be meditation or prayer, or maybe some other tools that they use for mindfulness, maybe going into nature, right? And if it's something that you've shared with the masculines, then that's what they're remembering now. And they kind of intuitively are guided to try that out, to use some sort of way to dive deeper into their inner world, into understanding what's going on for them and what is the next step, what they're supposed to do next, right? Because they want these miracles for themselves, right? They believe that it's possible, but it's that part of believing that has not gone into the intentional space where they're actually taking steps. That's the problem for them right now, but that's really the next step. Okay, let's get some messages from DMs to DFs. We'll try to make it quick, so we'll leave the interpretation to you, divine counterparts watching. I sometimes wonder if you care. I think we should slow down. I want to get you drunk, and I never imagined so much perfection. So there is so much attraction, infatuation, however you want to call it. I use the word admiration, that divine masculine's actually scared. They're scared, so there's like this, like when the pendulum swings, like going to different extremes. And when it goes to the extreme, when they have such strong feelings and emotions for you, even if you're not around, then they're going back to the extreme where they're afraid and they're like, I think we should slow down. This is too much. This is too much for me. I'm not even sure if you care at this point, right? So they start doing this self-talk where they're like talking themselves out of it. Like, if this is too good to be true, and like, yeah, this is too intense, or whatever, right? There can be different shades of it. Okay, let's see what we have from feminines to masculines. I think I saw the card about jealousy. Okay, so we have, I'm absolutely in love with you. I dream about you a lot, maybe too much. I'm a very jealous person, and I hope you'll wait for me. Yeah, so essentially feminines understand that both them and the masculines have some things to do. There's a lot of love here, a lot of passion, which is an important part because that's where this jealousy comes from, right? So there is a bit too much of that emotion where it's still triggering towards the surface certain fears, right? And that it shows up as a jealousy, right? Divine masculines are with someone else, or if you don't know if they're single or they are with someone, or who they're spending their time with, just generally speaking, right? Or maybe you know for sure where they are and what they do, and it's not with you, right? It's kind of natural, but from the only thing I'm gonna add here, because I don't want to hold you guys for too much longer, but I would say if it's hard for you to watch them being with someone else, whether it's romantic partner or just generally someone else as opposed to you, right? It's easier, like, without even blaming yourself or shaming yourself for having these feelings and emotions. It's better to have less contact. Or if jealousy comes out because of what you know from common friends or from social media, it's best not to follow them, not to try to find out more information, because if it's going to put you into unhealthy, unstable space, it's not going to do anyone any good, really, right? This just means that there is some more stuff that you need to heal for yourself to get ready, right? And again, I'm not judging. Yeah, I'm like that as well, and I've done a big work with my own jealousy, and I still have some, and sometimes it comes up, right? So I understand, but it's important for it not to interfere with your own progress. and the beautiful things that are in line for you, because that's what the spirit is asking you to focus on. Okay, I hope this was good for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you all, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye, everyone.